do what you're passionate about, make the money, keep the money. And learn from my boneheaded self, guys. For years, I knew I did what I was passionate about. I made the money, but I did not keep it. I went out and spent, and I went out and spent on things that were liabilities as opposed to assets, things that gained value. And that's what we want you to be able to do. So in your personal relationships, we want to fill them up. A sustainable life has really rich personal relationships. I find that with my wife, we're celebrating 14 years coming up soon. And when we do, I want you to realize that that is the key foundation for all my success in business. The reason why I'm saying it is because without a firm foundation in my family and the personal relationships, I'm not going to be able to give 100% of myself. I'm not going to be able to become present. And if I'm not present, then the money won't flow, and then I won't be able to keep the money, and I'm going to have to do something that I'm not passionate about anymore. And when that happens, guess what'll happen? I'll get a lot less reward than when I'm doing what I'm passionate about, and then I'll be able to keep less, and then I'll have to keep doing things that I'm not passionate about. So make sure, I mean, this is just one of those things is, my wife calls me to the table on this all the time, is be present exactly where you're at. You can't be in the future. You can't be in the past. You can think about it, but all it does is take away from the present. So be here right now. You're awesome. You're amazing. You're exactly where you need to be. And when you figure that out, magic starts to happen all around you. Here we go on to our professional life. In a sustainable life, there's a professional life. There's the maximum creativity in your professional life. Now, I could tell you this: if your self and health isn't in line, your personal relationships not in line, you're going to have the tendency to not be creative because you are tight. You'll be so tight when you come into it. And I've watched this all the time in the professional beauty industry. I've watched this for 29 years. I've watched the fact that there's kids that are so talented, but they're stressed. How many of you right now, imagine this, how many of you are feeling fear right now, anxiety, depression, stress, all these things on top of you, and then someone says, I need you to cut this line, and you don't cut the line that well, and then you don't have grace on yourself, and then you beat up on yourself, and then you think, oh my gosh, I can't do it right, and then you question yourself, should I even be doing this? I want you to realize that this is a slippery slope, guys. If you want maximum creativity, get yourself and health in line. Get your personal relationships in line. These are the things that people aren't going to see. This is the part that they're not going to celebrate on Instagram because you're a hairdresser and did the highlight. But the highlight and the creativity will come from yourself and health and from your personal relationships. If you want to have fewer distractions, we just talked about it, guys. If you want to be able to focus, you see, I don't have to focus on my wife right now. Why? Because I already gave her the notebook of the letters that I wrote to her this morning. And she knows that it's shored up. It's not to say that my relationship is perfect with my wife. No one's is. We have challenges. We have communication challenges. We have all those things. We have children. I have a teenager, 13-year-old daughter. But what I do want to tell you is that when I'm here right now with you, being present with Dollar Camp, I don't have to worry about if my wife thinks that I love her, if she knows. Because why? Because I spent the time with her. Spend the time in your personal relationships. Fill them up. Make sure that they're there in line. That will be your firm foundation. Make sure that you have taken time for yourself in the morning or in the evening. And shore up those relationships. And guess what will start to happen? You'll have fewer distractions. You'll be able to seize opportunities, guys. You'll be able to seize opportunities. See, most of the time, opportunities come and fear, anxiety, stress stop us and say, oh, no, well, you can't do that because of this. You can't do that because of this. You can't do that because you are this. You can't do that because you grew up here. I want to tell you that when you're free to be in the present right now, you'll start to see opportunities that you didn't see before. And when you're free from distractions, guess what happens? Then people start to give you more opportunities. And I want to encourage every single one of you right now that you are enough. You are enough. And you don't need to go out and get any crazy skills as far as haircut. Just be present right now. And you know what? Cuss something that doesn't look good. Color something that doesn't look good. I've done this for years and I've made a career out of it. You don't have to be that good. You just have to have a great attitude about not being that good. Fall in love with it. Make mistakes. but have grace with yourself.